raw dogging it with no music, no intro, no nothing. Um, let's get some background music on at least. A cool 14. How's that, guys? So, how does it sound? How does it look? The vlogs are coming, Ostiff. The vlogs are coming. Let's just scroll up through the chat. See who's here. Nimble, let's go. Slurpee, Cool Hand, and a thumbs up. Ostiff, Ice Ice Baby, Padawan, yo, up early. So we can catch this one, but have a good night, my man. Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm actually staying up for the ACOB stream. So I say staying up, I might have a little nap after this between then and the ACOB stream. Rearrange my shift for work so that I'm in a bit later tomorrow. And yeah, so I just thought, I know if I sat watching telly or on my phone or doing anything else, I would start falling asleep. But these streams do tend to engage me a little bit more. So I suppose it could go the other way though. But Jedi Master Breaks, boys, raw boy, yeah, man. No. I mean, obviously, I want to differentiate these streams from the show streams, so I don't want them to be similar. So no, festivities, no over the top intros and music. It's just me, the screen, and you guys, and building. But yeah, the cool need more cool hang vlogs. They're coming soon. I've got a couple of ideas. Didn't get as much content filmed that day as I hoped, but I have created an intro, a quick intro. I might give you guys a sneak peek of that later, or if I haven't done it in time for Sunday, then I'll do a Sunday definitely. But an intro for anything to do with the room. So anytime I do anything to do with the room, whether it's a fig, a set build, anything to do with the Lego space, I've got a little intro, like hopefully it's going to work out about 10-20 second intro to sort of introduce that segment so it can be differentiated with cool hang Luke stuff and just any other stuff. So yeah, going for the night drive, rolling windows down. Yeah, I changed my mind on that one. It just sounds a bit too similar to other people's. Well, you're good, visuals tasty, thank you. ACOB stream going to be ice, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Run it, TJ, spin that shit. But yeah, so listen, this is where we're up to. We're building this this ARC 170 effectively from the Bad Batch Shuttle. Also known as the Marauder. And I got about halfway through the build, I'd say, maybe 3/5 of the way through the build. Just you guys are along for part 2. So the idea of this stream is to carry on doing that build, chatting to you guys, just talking a little bit about the mock, Rebrickable mocks, alternate builds. I'm just talking a little bit about it, but also talking a little bit about the ACOB stream. So reached out to Sean and just said, is it okay if I kind of use the reference of this being a hype stream, if you like, or a bit of a hype stream, in that we're just going to talk a little bit about it and get excited for it. And he was fine with it. So use their sort of clip on my thumbnail. Wouldn't do that without checking first. Yeah, and I was supposed to... Wait, did I add it to my stories? Yeah, I did, didn't I? I was supposed to add it to my stories with the Box of Boys music, but for some reason I just didn't get around to doing that. So, but yeah, I did share it on my stories. But yeah, so this stream is a little bit more, about that. And like I said, getting a bit excited, getting a bit hyped for it, and talking a little bit about what you guys think it is. Telling about what I think it is, and yeah, just fun, relaxing, and just chilling. And I've got the second camera here. Didn't quite get a chance to set it up. We've got the second camera here, so you can actually see what the build's going to be. So I'll have to set that up in just a sec. I have to visit the Grams, sister and nieces, so I'll be lurking. Yeah, how did the baptism? Was it a baptism? Was it a confirmation, communion, baptism? Something along those lines that was going on when your mother was on the stream on Sunday. Remind me, Ostif, but yeah, how did that go anyway? Either way, it looks like I got like a curly moustache. What's this line on the side of my face? It's kind of weird. Looks like I got a moustache. It kind of goes up here, but yeah, that Bad Batch shuttle. It was a good. I don't know. I like the shuttle. The idea of the shuttle in the show. I enjoyed the build, but the finished product didn't look that great. It was one of the ones I think lasted the shortest amount of time on my shelf because it was up there for about a week or so. I love the colors as well. That kind of sand blue and grey and a bit of black mixed in there. Nice. But honestly, I didn't like the build. In fact, I like the look of this build, providing it looks like it does in the images. I like the look of this build more than I did the Bad Batch shuttle, especially with the colorway. So, but yeah, you go do what you got to do, mate. More for the figs, to be honest. Yeah, the figs were pretty. Yeah. Padawan. What was it that Brent was calling you the other day? Paddy the Baddie. I didn't realize until recently that that's actually a real that's like a person, like a UFC fighter or something. But right, bear with me a sec, guys, while I set up this second camera. I got to log into a separate StreamYard account and log in with the same devices. Pretty sure that's how I did last time, so it's going to be fun to do. See if it'll let me do it. So yeah, so I've got a webcam. Audio is gonna be nothing. Speakers, nothing, because I'm gonna have both of those off. Get rid of that, and then camera is gonna be web camera instead. There we go. Perfect. Now, hopefully, if I mute this, shouldn't be any echo. Sorry, guys, I should have set this up beforehand, but I didn't really think about it. Right, please let there not be an echo. Okay. So there is an echo. How do I stop that? All right, you'll have to tell me. what you guys can hear, because I'm getting an echo. What do I do last? There. Hello? Let's connect the audio. There. So the echo is in my headphones. Hey, swat. So now I'm muted. There's two of me. Nice. Okay. So there we go. Sorry guys, I apologize for that. So just setting up the webcam, and obviously forgot about the whole audio thing. So it was a bit of echoing for me. You probably couldn't hear it, but I could hear myself basically repeating. Now I can put the music back on. So now, how do we sound, guys? Any better? What do we think of that background music? I thought it was a bit crap. Oh, that sounds all right. There you go. So no headphones, because obviously there's nobody to listen to. And also when I've got the headphones on, I tend to talk a bit louder. I can't hear myself talking. And the fiance is in bed, or heading to bed. She had a long day today. She's got a long day tomorrow. So yeah, so I want to try and be a bit more conscious of how I'm. And also anybody out there who would have loved to have shared the screen with me for the build, I do apologize, but if I do that, it's going to throw out all the audios, and I'm going to have to put my headphones on, and obviously I'm going to cock anything up. So, but yeah, so where are we up to? What have I just missed? Sorry. So Paddy the Baddie, yeah, but I take offence because I think nothing worse than being a Scouse. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Scouse accent, but nothing against Scouse people. But I spent a long train journey to Liverpool once next to a Scouse guy who was just complaining the whole way, and it just grated on me. Good evening, Witty Key. How we doing, mate? Good evening, Muttley. Sorry a bit late. No need to apologise, mate. It's not that kind of show. It's not like a regular show that you watch and you've got to keep up to know what's going on. This is more of a kind of drifting and out kind of situation, and stay as long as you're enjoying, and come and say hello and goodbye, whatever. It's twins. Yeah, it was twins. It was like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Joe Pesci, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dan DeVito there for a second. Goberting, fire. I don't know who you are, Goberting, but thanks for joining us, and thanks for getting involved. Master Bricks, Jocasta Muttley, Timmy, what's up? Timmy, how was the show with Bit Lego Guy? I noticed that he went a little bit earlier than originally planned. Hopefully the show went good. I couldn't tune in myself because I was cooking dinner and then obviously enjoying it with my fiance. Legend Bricks, what's up, Cool Han? How are you doing, Legend Bricks? Thanks for joining in. Oh, you just got done streaming, yeah? How was the stream though? I'm sorry I couldn't catch it, but I'll definitely catch it on replay. But yeah, so Let me set you guys up so you can actually see what's going on. So, not the best lighting, I'll say. Do we just have the big light on? Would it be better to just have the big light on rather than... What I'll do is I'll put this one down so you guys can see the build and it's not blinding me. And of course I can see the build then as well. It's not also not in my face. And then I'll put big light on. There you go, that's a bit better. So hopefully what you guys can see is it's got to be a better way for me to set this up. Snack Wars. So I got myself a big thing of water, cup of tea that Kirsty has just lovingly made me. Now if I can, it's over here. Is that a better angle or is that a worse angle? I need to be able to see everything. That's better. You can see the bloody wire now as well. Oh no, that's not the wire, that's fine. So that's a better angle, I think. How do I do it so one is big and one is small? I'll see if I'll try this one. Whoa, that's not good. What the hell is that? Ah. What about that one? Try this one. And now we're both tiny and that's not good. No, that's pretty pointless. Oh, so that's if you're... I thought there was a way of getting it so that you could have one of the cameras big and the other camera smaller. I guess not. Is that light making it worse? I think it's making it worse. Nope, definitely not that, not worse. This is going to be awful, I think. Yeah, let's just zoom in. I honestly thought there was a way where you could have like one of the screens big. Maybe this is only in premium mode, but I thought you could have one of the screens big, i.e. the building the stream big and then me small, because I don't really need to be on here, but I'm just worried that if I take myself off, I don't think you guys will hear me because the audio on the other one is switched off. No switch key. Let me just try this. Is that any better? Nope, it's echoing. Yeah, that's a good tip, Timmy. Have both on there, but only have build cam on spotlight. I get you. So how do I do that though? So I do solo layout like that. But can you guys still hear me? Yeah, because I'm still in the stream. Just checking you guys can still hear that. Just double check. Nice way to get your thoughts on the Shire. I missed a bit of conversation now. Damn, I've missed a lot of conversation. We had been on this side. It was awesome. The reason it started earlier is because he got mixed up on the time zones. Okay. Doing good, man. Just enjoyed my night. So is everyone staying up till 8 or sneaking a nap? I think I'll sneak in a nap. If I'm aiming for this to be done by about 11:30, 12, and then I'm going to grab like 2 hours maybe. Get up for the stream and then go back to bed. That's the plan, but obviously it might not work that way. Sneaking a nap, I reckon. Yeah, Jedi Master Bricks, same. Jacob's going to be fired tonight. Definitely my plan too. Finish the Shire tonight. Going to start on the GWP in a minute. Nice way to key thoughts on the Shire. Put the build cam on Spotlight. To key, nice. Have both on there, but only build cam on Spotlight. Right, enjoy the build. You should got the GWP. Yeah, we still hear you. Right, great. So that's obviously still working. I'm glad you said that because I carried on talking. But Whiskey, if you want to join and build along with me, mate, you can. I think I've got a test now because I can add you, but I just need to make sure I add you to the right one. So if you fancy popping on and chatting, we can. And we can build along together. If not, no problem. Now, I put it out to the Instagram for an opportunity to ask me some questions, but whether I've had any or not is another question. I'm going to save that picture from Baltic Bricks because I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so ask me a question for the stream. We've had a question for Nimble. If you could design your own medieval fantasy fig for Bluestone, what would it be? Oh, fantasy fig. Okay, so I'm going to go based on the fact that when I was younger, I was a huge fantasy fan. This was before I'd really discovered sci-fi as such, or science fiction. I was a huge fantasy fan, and I played a game called Hero Quest. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It was like a board game, role-playing type game. Similar to, I guess, from what I gather, Magic the Gathering is, and a couple of other computer games similar now. And at the time, a little bit similar to what... what's that? Dungeons and Dragons was like, but for like maybe the generation before, because this was like 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and Dungeons and Dragons have been around a bit longer than that. But Hero Quest. So again, you had the little miniature figures. I got really into those figures, miniature figures, and painted them and collected them, and went right into the kind of Warhammer thing. Prior to that, I was a big fan of this game, Hero Quest. My favorite character was the Barbarian. So I think for me personally, I won't go into too much detail about my Hero Quest sort of love and the segue into the kind of science fiction side of it, Warhammer 4K. But what I will say is the Bluestone to me feels like it's missing possibly a hero character, like a main character. He might just be living the retired life. So like I would want to see like I know you can't really necessarily portray with a Lego minifigure a muscular figure, but a sort of retired barbarian, Conan the Barbarian sort of style character who, you know, has put down his sword, his broadsword, and he's just, you know, relaxing now. But he's also the kind of unnamed sheriff of the marshal of the town who sort of gets involved when there's issues. That's what I think. Personally, I know obviously Bluestone's got a long way to go and you're developing as you go, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, that's what I'd go for. Right, let's try then. Whitkey. Let's see if it works. I know it's going to ball things up audio-wise, but what else is new? Let me send you the link. That was the only question I had, though, sadly. Although I did only put it on there kind of last minute, so it's understandable. But a good question by Nimble Source. But anyway, so send you the link anyway, Martin. Come along if you want. I don't know what it's going to be like, if it's even going to work. Damn! Someone's got a picture of Jango Fett's. That can't be real, right? It's a picture of Jango Fett's starship. I'm going to show it on here because I can get away with it, I think. That looks like that's a picture of the actual box. No box art or anything like that. It's just a picture of the actual box. Someone's found it in a shop. It's even got a price on it. It's like a mom and pop store type thing by the looks of it. Looking at the price tags. It's like a little yellow sticker in the corner. Damn, it does look pretty good on there. It does look a bit rounder rather than longer like the UCS Boba Fett's. I haven't got a bit annoyed that it does say Jango Fett Starship though. It doesn't say Slave One, but I think we came to expect that, didn't we? Who the hell was that? Oh, Padawan just replied to my message. Yeah, so the bridge at Khazad Dûm. I know it's not really a battle scene as so much, but the whole "You shall not pass" and just yeah, I like that whole scene with all the kind of bridges and stuff, and where the Balrog is just you can just kind of hear him in the background, and then like there's light, and all the goblins just run off. Oliphant attack's amazing. Battle of Helm's Deep is still my favourite though. I just love that battle. Reform the line. Can't remember that. I have to. You have to jog my memory. Reform the line. Balrog scene is mega, but doesn't beat a good cavalry charge. Yeah, definitely the battle scenes are the best. But I think from the scenes that are kind of thrilling and captivating and like, oh my god, like what's going on here? But it's particularly in that first film because the battle scenes in there are kind of few and far between. They have a cave troll, and that battle that sort of ensues is pretty good. There's a couple of, but they're quite small battle scenes. That first film is really kind of building up. So they don't have like a big battle scene in that first film really as such. But I remember watching that Balrog scene and just being like, oh my god, and then like it's just and I've never read the book, so obviously it was a huge surprise to me, so I thought it was amazing. How's it going, mate?
Alright, I just want to try something out first. Is everything okay?
Before you get out of bed?
No, am I sounding okay?
Sound fine, mate, yeah. I never had a haircut, have you?
Yes, I have, yeah. Nearer to
looks good.
Chicago, no, because because I'm back on the phone tonight.
Oh, of course, yeah, because yeah.
I didn't know, so I left the laptop at work, obviously. So.
Yeah, no, it's fine, mate. Like I said, whatever's good for you. It's a different scenario to the show. It's a little bit more and laid back. There's no.
This is a new headset, so this might still be okay anyway. It might just be the headset last time
Yeah.
Could have been the phone. The chat. Do I sound okay? Can you hear me?
It is crackling a little bit, but
Oh, right. I can't hear that.
it seems fine. But saving the Gondor troops with his staff. Oh yeah, that's good. Where he sends back he rides out to him and sends out the beam of light. And one of my favorite parts of I keep going to say the original trilogy, but of the Fellowship movies is when they find the forgotten weapons, because I think that name for a sword, Foehammer, is just such an amazing name for a sword, the Foehammer. I can't remember what the other one's called. They find Foehammer, Sting. No, they don't find Sting. Sting is given to him by Bilbo, isn't it? But it's Foehammer. What's the other one called? Because Gandalf has one, and I can't remember who else has one. But anyway, and obviously, what's the name of Gandalf's horse? I'm trying to remember now. The name's gone. You just stream.
Share your referral link all over the chat.
You'll have to help me out. Shadowfax, yeah, of course it is. Because it always reminds me of Artax, which is the white horse from Neverending Story. But yeah, beat me to it. Testing the tag there. Yeah, so that tag basically, it never appeared before, but now whenever I go into StreamYard, it's there. So I have the opportunity to put that on the bottom of our streams, and if anybody clicks that link, then we get a £35 voucher to use on StreamYard. So that's an interesting one for you, Withkey. So I don't know what we can actually do with 35 quid.
I pressed it and I think it came up, but it's still there. I can't get rid of it. But if I press it again, it'll probably come up again. Look, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Leave it there. Like I said, I don't think there's anybody watching this who's going to not already know. But if you guys do decide you want to join StreamYard or start streaming with StreamYard, use that link. You guys will get a £10 or $10. I don't know what it works out in pounds. And then obviously we'll get a little kickback as well. So the horse is coming over the hill. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I need to.
I'm not going to end
watch the Lord of the Rings films for God knows how long because I only want to watch again the extended versions. Now, unfortunately, the extended versions I had were American, and I had my old DVD player where you had to get it chipped and all that lot. Yeah, so I haven't got them anymore on DVD. So. And then
anyway,
you can buy them on Amazon, can't you? I might just do that one day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had them all on DVD at one point, but my DVD collection's long gone.
Just my opinion.
So some people like Easter for the Cadbury's cream eggs. I like it for the mini eggs, and of course, mini eggs these days you get like a handful for like £8.50, so they're really expensive. But I found these and they're only £1 in B&M, and they're pretty much the same thing. In fact, they're probably bigger than.
They're not Cadbury's, nah, they're not.
I don't care, mate. My favourite part about Easter is mini eggs.
Even though my kids have grown up, I've got them. They still want an Easter egg, but it's like £4 for Asda for £11 something. So I thought, well, there you go, got them an Easter egg, and then I got myself 2 boxes of mini egg Easter eggs for myself.
Yeah, I don't even buy my daughter an egg anymore. She's weird. She's not like a normal kid. We buy her like chocolate and crisps, chocolate and stuff for put in her stocking and stuff for Christmas. Last year we had to chuck it all away. It was all out of date and stuff because She just doesn't eat it. She's not that bothered with it. So we just, even this year, we got her a few little bits and pieces, and it's still in the cupboard. So she's the only kid I know who emptied a, what do they call it, calendar, advent calendar, and saved some of the chocolates from it, and still hasn't eaten them. Still in the cupboard. She's not a chocolate fan at all.
You can have a kip tonight and then come back on.
No what?
You having a kip tonight and then going back on to ACOP, staying up for.
Well,
I'm wondering whether to bother because they said it's going to be on pre-order anyway, so it's not as if like the last time we had to get it quickly then and there. They want to know how many
the pre-orders could still sell out.
Well, no, because they want to know how many before. That's why they do the pre-order, isn't it? So they can see how many that they're going to order.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that much, to be honest.
And it looks like this is going to be them and Duck on stage from last year. So I don't know. I might get it, I might not. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily going to buy it, but I'm interested to see where it is. I think it's still exciting, and it's been a while since I stayed up anyway. So to be honest, even if they weren't doing a launch, I probably would have stayed up to watch it.
Stayed up last week, actually. I'm sure I saw you on there last week. Were you on there last week?
We'd have to be up till 10. So if I can get to bed by about 4, watch for about 2 hours, an hour and a half, whatever. Should be able to get about 6 hours. We're just thinking if I can get a cheeky hour and a half in prior to that. That'll help out a little bit, but
I mean, I'm not in work tomorrow, so I might.
But anyway, we came here to build. So
yeah, what are you building? What are you building?
So I am building the Bad Batch Arc 170.
Oh right.
So it's an Arc 170.
Yeah.
Using as an alternate build to the Bad Batch Shuttle. So use the parts for a Bad Batch Shuttle to make.
Oh right.
So it's in the actual thumbnail. You can see I've got the Bad Batch Shuttle and an arrow going down to the build. So it's courtesy of, can't remember his name, but it's in the title of the YouTube.
When you get
On
these,
Instagram.
when you get these alternative builds from the sets, do you actually have to like pay for the instructions?
Not always. In fact, very rarely. If you are going on Rebrickable and doing a mock, where you'd have to buy the parts and stuff like that, which is kind of made up from nothing, I guess. Generally, I'd say about 50% of them you have to pay for, and they can be varying prices. Sometimes it's £1, sometimes it's £6 or £7. Depends on how complex it is. But with the alternate builds, generally they're, I'd say, 70 to 90% of them are free. So you just find the set that you've got and click on alternate builds on the tab. It shows you a variety. Some of them are made by, like, you can tell they're made by kids, because they're basically taking the set apart and then tried to build something and it just looks like nothing. Whereas these sets are obviously, I mean, this one and a couple of the previous ones I've done look good enough to be sold as sets. You know, they've made done a couple of used a couple of build strategies that I think maybe Lego wouldn't. But on the whole, they're generally pretty solid builds.
Well, I did say to my little lad that I work with today, I said the next time I'm in, I said, I am going to take apart his Flamingo and try and make that Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Just a bit of fun. He seemed quite excited about it.
What's Jedi Master Brick saying? I sent them in the group. Cool hand. Not sure what he's talking about.
I can't see because I've got this share your referral link all over it. I can't really get rid of it.
Tag, I can never figure out. I must have missed something.
Okay. I've got to wait until someone else talks to be able to see what the last person said because, like I said, I've just got that quick share your referral link. Bottom of the chat.
Hmm. Ah, Ken, how's it going, mate? I'm just in your message.
Did you start building that like about 9:30? You've done quite a bit.
Yeah. So far, I've built nothing.
Oh, so he's already like, right, okay.
Yeah. This is generally how these streams go. Because I never expect them to be this busy with chat and conversation. I think one I did a while back, it was only even like the second or third one I ever did. There was so much going on in the chat and so many people asking questions and so much going on. But I never got a chance to build anything.
You're getting famous, mine.
Well, I wasn't saying it like that to blow smoke up my ass. I just meant that sometimes.
Invited to all these other people's streams. And, yeah.
Well, in a lot of cases, I invite myself. I do. It's good. Good to showcase the show. I don't like go, hey, I want to be on your stream as such. But they might say, if ever you want to pop on, I'll be like, yeah, just let me know when I can pop on anytime. Or it might be a case of, thanks for coming on our show. If you ever want me to be on yours, let me know. And then they do. So it's more like that. But, yeah. I put Slave 1 pics in the UK shows, but I didn't see him. Sorry, mate. I don't always go in. I don't have notifications on for Instagram. In fact, I don't have notifications on my phone for anything. So, I'm one of those kind of guys. So I only look at things if I'm looking for them. But I just literally opened Instagram and it was the first thing I saw from someone else. So I just assumed. For me, it was the first time seeing it anyway. So, but yeah, do you know what he's talking about?
What's that? No, I haven't seen.
So there's official Slave 1 pictures of the box. Somebody's found the box and taken a photo of it in the store.
In Instagram.
Yeah. That's what he's talking about. I was just wondering if you knew what he was talking about.
You know where you're a bit Death Starred out? I'm a bit Django. Slave 1.
It's one of the smaller reasons why I don't really get into UCS, because I feel like it's kind of so hyped up that it's kind of rammed down your throat. I don't know, I was considering just getting that and nothing else. The thought crossed my mind for about an hour the other day. And then I was like, no, there's so many other sets I want to get, and for that price I could get so much more. Just to build one set.
If I end up getting it, I end up spending lots of money on getting it as well.
Sorry, say that last bit again, you cut out.
Oh, sorry, I said if I end up getting it, I'd probably end up then wanting the Hopeless Slave 1 as well. And that costs quite a bit of money now. So, no.
It does look a bit more bulbous to me.
Plus, I've just spent 230 quid on bloody Shire, so I can't, I go to Chicago, I can't do it all.
Mugsy lad, let's change his profile pic. Mate. What's up, Mugsy lad? How's it going, mate? Nice to see you here. Your comment's getting a star. First one of the night. Stud Lake Cody, how you doing, mate? I'm assuming you're going to be on the show tonight, so looking forward to it. I say we're doing a little bit of hype here, but I guess the only hype was really just to talk a little bit about it and guess what it's going to be. Most people couldn't guess probably from the picture. I think there's got to be more to it than that, but yeah, be interesting to see. And like I was trying to say to you earlier, Martin, is that I don't know whether I've necessarily sold myself on the idea of purchasing it, especially because all this stuff is essentially just being kept in some vault somewhere. We need to pick it all up at Brickworld anyway, so therefore there's no real excitement in owning the set at the moment. So So there's no hype for that in terms of getting it in hand for me, like there would be any other kind of set coming out. But yeah, just excited for them, I think is the way I feel about it. Excited for them because it's a big thing, and obviously if we were in a position where we had like a set coming out, to represent our show and our brand or whatever, which obviously we're probably never or a million miles from being in that kind of situation, but I'd still want everybody to be, especially all our fans, to be hyped and behind us with it, and that's how I think. So it's almost like the right way to react. And of course, it's more than just the ACOB guys as well. It's like, Stud Lake, who's obviously the creator behind it, and everything else. So yeah, so it's almost like, go on boys, kind of thing. Slurpee, how we doing, mate? But yeah, so it was time for a change.
Thanks for that today as well, for the suitcase shout out.
Yeah, I'm annoyed now though, because I was looking at it and I was thinking the next size up that they had in my store was too big. I think it was like a 25-inch one or something like that. I was like, no, that's too big. So I was like, right, that's the only one that actually matches. It's fine, I'll buy this one. And then when you messaged and sent me a picture of one that was still within the size limit, but a little bit bigger, I was like,
I looked at they had the one £9. They had that one there, but they had two of those, and it was like 54. I was like, yeah, that's 2 centimeters shorter. It's like, yeah, grab that one. It's a bit more, well, it said 19 quid or whatever, and I was going to get it, and then I flipped it over, and it said sell 14 quid. I was like, okay, better. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying that I necessarily need the extra size, because I was talking about getting one of those vacuum bags to go inside the suitcase, so I can, not for obviously toiletries and stuff, but for my clothes. And I was chatting to a guy in work, and he was like, yeah, but what about coming back? I was like, oh yeah, never thought of that. I'm not going to have a Hoover while I'm out there, am I? So, necessarily. So I'm not going to be able to do the same thing. So if I can only squeeze everything in by sucking the air out of it going, then I'm going to be stuffed coming back. So I don't know. I might go back. I might pop in and see if you don't.
Telling me I've got to get some of those bags.
Yeah, but he was saying you can get
come with the little thing, don't they? The little pump.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He said sometimes you can get a little pump thing. They'll kind of suck the air out, and I was like, the thing is, the amount of space I'm going to be saving by getting one of those bags, I'm going to be taking that up by taking a pump. So it defeats the object, So I don't know. Because what I was thinking of is I don't really want to be changing my shoes all the time. Anyway, I don't think we really warrants it. So I'll take one pair of trainers, which I'll probably wear to fly as well, so they won't be in the bag. And then apart from maybe a pair of shorts, t-shirt, whatever that I'm flying and coming back with.
Whatever I'm flying over in my footwear is staying on. I'm not packing any extra shoes.
Exactly. So it's for me, it's maybe one or two pairs of shorts aside from the ones I'll be wearing, and then I want to probably take enough t-shirts so I got 2 a day, because if it's going to be a long day, I would want to change. I want to change, especially if it's warm. So maybe, I don't know, 10 t-shirts, which they don't take up a lot of space. And then toiletries. I can't think of anything else. So
no pants then?
Yeah, well, obviously I take underwear and stuff. But they don't take up a lot of space, really. I can't really think of it. Like I said, I'm only worrying about
6 days, so it's only, you only need 2, don't you? Forwards, backwards, inside out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, as long as I don't get swamp ass every day, I'll be fine.
Oh God!
But yeah, Stud Lake ready for a busy night. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I like the new picture. Anyway, Muggsy, you look like a complete different person, mind. But no, it's good. Slurpee, you joining us on this build stream? We're actually building Lego though, so if you join in, it's to build Lego or to do something. It's gonna be like a cool hang reunion. Anyway, guys, this is the bag of the parts that make up the speeder that comes with it, or one of the speeders that comes with. I don't think I need these, so we're going to keep them aside. And I'm hopefully going to try and use them to make my own speeder to go with this. So I'll mock that myself. But But yeah, if you want the link, Slurpee, and you're coming on to build some Lego, let me know. We've got the small screen now anyway, so. But yeah, so let's actually do some building, shall we? And I've just realised.
Right, mute myself. There you go. That's what I'm about to build.
Oh, you're doing that? Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were finishing the Shire off.
Oh, I've finished that off. I've done it.
Nice. You might have to keep the chat entertained, mate, because I just realised I haven't even.
It's funny. The tree on the top, the one that's okay. Let's not talk about the other trees. Just, let that one go. But because it's on top of the hill, it does remind me a little bit of the tree with the burrow on shit down.
Oh.
So I've got a little Lego bunny. He's on the hill. Some pure no, but yeah, I like to add a few little. Add an extra couple of birds on it. Bunny rabbit, yeah.
There's Fiver in it. Was it Fiver?
Yeah, no, not that. No, he's white. This rabbit. So.
I can't remember what they all look like. I just remember that name. Yeah, so I'm missing my tablet. I need my tablet to look at the instructions for this because obviously I'm using my other devices. Actually, no. I can use my phone. Yeah.
My daughter still tells me off for showing her that film years ago. She said
it scared me when I was a kid, but I still wanted to watch it every year.
Yeah, she says that. She said, you scarred me with that film.
Yeah, so what do you think of this? Me and Kirsty have been looking into volunteering as stewards for a festival this year. And you basically pay the ticket price, but you get it refunded afterwards as long as you've worked your shifts. Right. So you get basically to enjoy the festival when you're not working, obviously. Essentially for free. You get your own campsite, showers, food, drink. Actually seems pretty good.
Which festival's that?
Reading.
Oh, right. Yeah, my son goes to that one quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like one of the best.
He's going to Glastonbury, I think, this year as well.
Yeah, well, I've been to a bunch of festivals. I never actually went to Reading, but it works out. It's a weekend that we're already off together. We're celebrating an anniversary, so we're on tired
I can't
into
stand
that.
Camping, so not for me, thanks.
Yeah, well, we've never actually been. Well, we have been camping once a long time ago. We haven't been camping for a long time. I think I've gotten rid of my tent though. I think I get rid of it when we moved last. So we'll have to buy a new tent. But it just so happens that it's on there, and also it's because we don't drive. Obviously, it's one of the only festivals where we can actually get to with relative ease. I've travelled to Reading for work before, and I know how easy it is to get there. And when you get off at Reading, it's only like a half an hour walk to the campsite. So we can actually, But it seems like a pretty good idea. But if nothing else, there's a chance to go to enjoy a festival, I guess. Right, what am I looking for now? Rebrickable.
Time for a donut.
Oh, nice. Filled?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get the knife for that to start.
Say that again. And we get a knife to cut it. Assume that's what he said. Liked mocks. Again, when Brinkley go to tomorrow, I'll be building the Fondor holograph Rebrickable by 2 Bricks official this weekend. Ooh! Good shout there. I'm going to have a look for that one now because I'm literally just logged on to Rebrickable. So, what's it called? Fondor. I know what ship it is, but I just wanted to make sure I spell it right. So that's the one from Andor, isn't it? Oh, there's a few on here. Which one did you say it was? The one by two bricks official. Wow, there's a lot on here. Christ, everybody's done it. I can't actually find that one. Rex, maybe
you had your head sculpted.
What's that?
You had your head shaved again?
Well, yeah, but I do it. I do it myself regularly anyway. I do it once a week.
Yeah.
So
right.
Just must be. I think it's because I got the bigger light on, so it's the main light on. I don't. So I think it might be the angle, perhaps. I don't know. I can't. Oh, the only one I can find by Two Bricks Official, Papa Rex is it's just got Luthen's speeder bike. So maybe I'm just gonna have. Oh, there it is. Jesus, I see it. That's massive, though. That's a lot of parts. That's $12 for that rebuildable, but it's for that set. And although the parts look pretty standard, it is still 1,601 parts. That's like a UCS size. The cost of the bricks for that must be over the.
I forgot to mention on our show a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's kind of Star Wars related, but if there's any gamers out there that play Destiny 2, I don't normally buy things, but I had to. They don't call it obviously what it is, but yeah, you can buy basically outfits that I'm now running around as a stormtrooper. I couldn't. I had to pay. I had to buy it.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Then you can also buy your ship, which is a advanced TIE fighter, and an actual speeder bike, but that would have cost another 50. I said, nah, I'm quite happy with my stormtrooper. But that's for the Titan. If you bought it for the Warlock, you'd a Royal Guard. No, not a Royal Guard. The other one. Name begins with a P. Looks like a Royal Guard.
The Star Wars.
Fort Kylo Ren and Rey.
Oh, Praetorian.
That's it. And if you're a hunter, you're basically it's a Death Trooper. Now I thought when you bought it you'd get all three of them, but no, you had to buy them separately. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. So.
Oh, it's like one of those games with what do they call it?
Like skins.
Downloadable.
Thing, yeah. But
yeah, in-app purchases.
Looking like a stormtrooper now, and yeah, pretty cool.
Just trying to find where I was with these instructions.
I've been playing that game now for nearly 10 years. Jesus.
10 years?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was relatively new.
No. It was always a 10-year plan, but it's going over that now, so still.
Yeah, I've never
met someone on there about 10 years ago. We played most nights. Never met him.
Oh, really?
Lives in Manchester. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, that's who I'm hoping. I've already asked him if I can stay next year. If I go to Bricktastic.
Oh, I see. Yeah, what's the score with Bricktastic anyway? Because I saw that Jedi Master Bricks had put something about it. I didn't realise that it was we could, as a group they confirmed we were actually going to do it. A UK boys meetup, like. I mean, I'm up for it. But obviously, I don't want to do it unless.
Oh. So the Shire came in nice paper bags. These have gone back to the plastic ones.
Yeah, they're kind of weird, that isn't it? I still haven't had a set with a paper bag yet.
Oh God, yeah, I have quite a lot now.
But then I don't really build my sets, do I? As you know, so. any bit of free time I get and doing stuff like this.
Little instruction book.
Yeah.
This will be my first live build.
Is it?
Yeah, technically. I mean, I've done a tiny, but not an actual build.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you're doing live builds because you kind of want to keep it up with the chat, but you also got to look at what you're doing, but you also got to let them see what you're doing in case they're interested. So it's, I feel like it's a bit more complicated.
I've asked this, but do you know how I can get rid of that thing that's over the chat? Because that's not going to be on it every time.
What thing that's over the chat?
It says $. It says share your referral link. I can't seem to get rid of it.
Oh.
And every time I press it, it comes up with that. You just streaming.
Oh, right. I don't know. I'll have a look at it now. ACOB just joined the chat, prepping for tonight's broadcast. Looking forward to it, Sean. Really hyped and excited for it. We were just talking about it a second ago and saying that, when I talked about hyping the stream for you guys, it wasn't so much like, a pre-party or anything like that. Because obviously I'm just doing a build stream like I normally would do, building this mock. But I thought anybody who rolled into the chat, we could talk about it a little bit and try and have a guess of what it's going to be. But more than anything else, is just trying to rally people to go along and check out the show live, whether they're going to buy the set or not, just to kind of cheer you guys on. And from what we can gather from the chat, you won't have seen, but from everything we've seen so far since I went live about an hour ago, lots of people are going to be, especially in the UK, trying to catch a nap for an hour or so after this stream or at some point, and then jumping on to watch it live. So hopefully this should be a good representation from the UK, if nothing else. So
early as possible, so we can go to bed. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to stay on for whatever it is, 3 hours or so. Because I do have work.
They're quite excited to get it out.
Yeah. Well, I must have misunderstood the time because I know that they posted that they were going 9:30, but I thought they always went at 9 o'clock. So for me, it was like, well, it's 9 o'clock, and then they're doing the set drop at 9:30. Yeah, it's 2:30. Obviously, I shared it as 9 o'clock on my stories because I always thought they went on the hour, but of course it's been a while since I've watched the show live, so because of work. But I thought maybe they meant that the show is still 9 o'clock, but the set drop is 9:30. But because Sean hadn't put it in the live, hadn't put it on YouTube yet, there was no link, so I couldn't actually tell. So I don't actually, at this point, I don't actually know what time they're going. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to catch it for a while, sadly, because of work. So I'm just going to double check these comments on the story. But yeah, essentially, lots of hype to check out the show. I feel like, I wouldn't say we've converted people necessarily, but I feel like with the UK guys, it feels a little bit like, well, oh, you're going to stay up? Oh, well, if you're staying up, I'll stay up. And I feel like I've got a bit of that kind of vibe from what I've seen so far tonight. So hopefully we get as many people as we can to, not that they need it from me, but hopefully we can get lots of people there supporting them with their efforts. Do you still get it while you used to get as a kid, where you look at the parts you've got and you look and you can't see the piece and you're like, it's not here, it must be missing, and then all of a sudden it just appears? that's not just to Martin, that's to the chat as well, because it happens to me all the time. When I did part 1 of this build, there must have been 3 or 4 times where I was like, "No, this piece isn't here. I'm missing a piece. Definitely not here. All the instructions are wrong." And then all of a sudden, I'll just take another look, and it's right there. So, but I'm genuinely having a hard time finding this part.
I was chatting away and I realised I was muted myself. Right, so there's the first thing I built, Martin. Deagle.
Hey, so that's Deagle now, right?
You never ever expect him, but yeah, there he is.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
It's such a niche thing to make. I mean, I can't think of anything else I'd put as a GWP. It's such a niche thing to put that little scene in there that lasts like what 30 seconds or whatever. And
It's definitely a surprise because everyone thought it was going to be the Gandalf on his car, and I thought it was quite amusing when I saw it come out, thinking, "Ooh, I wonder what the GWP is going to be," and I would have never dreamed this.
yeah,
But yeah,
that makes
everybody
sense.
expected it to be, let's say, Gandalf.
No, I cannot find this piece for the life of me. Doing something wrong, I think. Set an alarm for it, Jedi Master Bricks. Yeah, you have to. The more niche that you would be, the better. No, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. You got the Jedi Commander. I did see you got it for like 20 quid sealed. That's a good find. Thoughts on the new U-wing, Legend bricks? I actually like it. To me, I think does the set look good? I think I get the whole scale down thing, but if the original version had never come out, you're only comparing it to something better. And I think as long as there's something better out there, then basically they've got no chance. So I feel like my opinion of it is that if you don't look at the original set, and that set on its own came out as a standalone set, is a good set. It looks good, got nice figs. But like I said, I get it. Most people don't want things scaled down. I actually prefer them scaled down because it means I've got more space. And obviously it'd be slightly cheaper potentially. But I also think that the reason that those sets were that big in the first place, or when the original one came out, I can't remember what year it was. I think it was about 2016. So that one came out in 2016. I think if they had the ability to build the set to the quality they can now, they would have done it smaller in the first place. I think they built it that big because that's the only way they could get those. Because the building techniques have improved by so much over time. You've got to bear in mind, in 1999, the sets were really basic, and then they went through this kind of years and years of like getting more and more complex. But to get them complex, they were getting bigger. But now they've been able to get that level of detail in a shorter, smaller item. And obviously, to me, that kind of makes sense. So I wouldn't say it down. I don't see it as downscaling as much as I do see it as like increasing their ability, or improving their ability. But yeah, each to their own, I guess.
That in. It's slightly different, but they've kept it in.
Oh, there you are. Your audio cut out there, mate.
Sorry.
I could hear you. I could see you were talking, but no sound was coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fallen down. Sorry, I was saying. I watched a review of the old one, and they had like quite a unique thing where you press the button at the back of the cockpit, and the cockpit would come open.
Oh yeah.
And they've kept it in. It's slightly different, but they've kept
Yeah, that was a weird choice. I mean, have we been able to see the functionality of that yet, though? Because it's inside it. I thought the button that they were referring to was actually inside.
No, it's only through the pictures, but I was watching it on Ryan's the other day.
Yeah, I did see it. So I'm just trying to see if I can get rid of this comment thing you were talking about. Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, it's quite annoying because I can't
Where
see
is it? I can't see it.
It's right at the bottom of my chat here, and I can't
see anything.
what anyone's saying.
What, on StreamYard?
Yeah, I wonder if I hold it down, will it go away?
Can everybody else in the chat see that? Because I can't see anything on. I can't see anything. There's nothing on my StreamYard. Oh, wait a sec. Share your referral link. You're on about that thing. I thought it was the actual link. No, just don't press it. Just press the arrow up.
I can't get rid of it. It's just stuck there.
Yeah, no, don't get rid of it. But what I'm saying is that it shouldn't affect that. You should still be able to see the chat, right?
No, it's actually on the bottom of the chat where people are. So unless, like, I can scroll that down and see Jedi. I built 3 different, or 2 or 3, and anything under that I can't see.
There isn't anything under that.
I have to wait till they chat. It's quite annoying.
There's nothing under that. That is the last comment.
See, Lego Bricks now. He's got Lego Bricks, 10:43 p.m. But I can't read what he says because I've got that share your referral link over it.
Yours is different to mine then. Mine, I'll show you what mine looks like now. You might not be able to see it because you're using your phone.
I'm on the phone, aren't I?
Basically, it's the bottom of the chat, and then it's just one block with that. But it's not covering anything on my end, anyway. But I can try and get rid of it. Let's see if I can get rid of it on my phone. Give me a sec.
So go out and come out and try again.
No, give me a sec. I'll have a go right now. I just need to. 1, 2. Wait a sec. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell? Right. No, it doesn't give me the chance to change it. Don't give me the option to change it for some reason. It was just a box that I ticked when I was setting up the stream, but now it's not there. So I don't know.
He's not there on Sunday. By the way, I know I'm at work, but I will still be probably.
But it doesn't sound like you missed anything, because when you were reading out the bottom comment, it was always the bottom anyway. So, so I am building the. I'll put on this camera; it's probably better. The Bad Batch Arc 170. So it's an Arc 170 build using the parts from the Bad Batch Shuttle. I'm having a bit of a problem because I can't find a part, and I just want to double check how many of these pieces I should have, because I'm struggling to find this piece. But I've noticed in the parts they're highlighted in a different color. They're highlighted in yellow, and I'm hoping that means you don't need to have more parts. You shouldn't, because it literally says these sets can be built using only the parts for the set, or these alternate builds. And I've never had an issue with this before. So
you're making Arc 70 out of the Shuttle.
Yeah.
I'm making Deagle and Smeagol set out of the Deagle and Smeagol set.
Bad Batch.
Once I've done this, I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, just take your time. You'd have to cover the chat then, because I can't. I'm struggling to do both.
Well, I can't see it.
Well, you can't see any of it.
No, all I can see is their name, and it's covered. It's whatever they're saying is covered with share your referral link.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that to you then, because it's not. I've got the chat as normal.
I'm just going to pop out and come back in and see if.
Yeah, see if it's any better. I'm going to try and figure out this part, because I am looking and I cannot see. Alright, so 4 of one and 8 of the other. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So there's another one missing, and then 8 of the other is 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of those.
Right, so now that Jedi Master Bricks has said something, I can now see Slurpee saying well trod, and that's it. But yeah, I still can't see. So unfortunately, I can't keep up with the chat. Never had that come up before.
No, it was. I added a link on C, but I didn't realize it was going to affect anything in the stream. It hasn't changed anything for me, so weird that it's changed it for you. Yeah, I'm having a nightmare with this.
Well, instructions.
Yeah, so I've just checked the official parts list for the Bad Batch Shuttle, and it does match. So it says that I should have 8 of these and 4 of the other side. So like that side, I would guess, with the studs on the top. I'm missing the other sided one. But looking at the set, I've only got 6 of one and 2 of the other anyway. So there's 2 of each missing. I don't know whether they're already in the build somewhere. Can't see them. I don't know where else they'd be. So I don't know whether have I missed. I don't know what's going on.
Trimmer will take mine apart. It's one of my favourite sets.
Oh, I put the wrong. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 each. 6, 7, 8. I think I've used the wrong part in a different place. Or an idiot. I gotta go back on the instructions and double check I didn't make a mistake somewhere else. Is this going to be my first ever Rebrickable mock where I've messed up and or they've messed up? Because I'm pretty sure I followed the instructions properly. No, they have. They've already used the parts they want me to use again. I think. Oh no, I know what I've done. Ah, man. So earlier on in the build, there was, can you see that, the instructions there?
Yeah.
So where they're highlighted blue, I've done it the other way around so that they're symmetrical. But on there, they're not. They're using the same part rotated in.
Right.
They basically use the same part 4 times. And I've done it the other way around. So I've used 2 lefts and 2 rights. If you look at that, they've used all lefts. Do you see what I mean? If you look on the right side of the ship, it's the same as the left side of the ship rather than reversed. So, and obviously
similar to back end earlier, in the wrong side slope, and then I ended up with 2. I was like, no, that's not right, so I had to go back. Yeah, I realised I used the wrong one.
Yeah, it's such a niche thing though. That, oh man, I've got to go way back to fix that. Oh man. I don't even know whether I can I take this off without. No, I'm gonna have to take the whole thing apart. Oh man, that's lame. Worth doing though if I'm gonna do it right. Yeah, because when it comes to stuff like that, it's usually symmetrical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah well. It's all part of the fun and of building. Nap time, boys. Catch you on ACARB. Enjoy the building, cool hand. Yeah, thanks, mate. General Tron, how we doing, mate? Starfighter design looks pretty bad. ass. I'll have to see if I can make one on Studio. Yeah. Hopefully you guys know the one I'm talking about. Oh no, sorry, he's talking about something else. At a customer I found an interesting pig in Lego group on Facebook. Someone called him Millennium Kestrel. A starfighter size YT build, or like a YT freighter build. Yeah, there's some good ones. I use Rebrickable. So if you go onto Rebrickable and find the Bad Batch Shuttle and look at alternate builds, you'll be able to see. Last time I was I did stream the first half of this. I had the original picture and the picture of the mock up as one of the screens. So it was like that, and then me building, but didn't bother this time. So I think I've deleted the picture since then. So I did check the parts list for the Bad Batch Shuttle. I just wasn't considering the fact that they've used, so there's a left side and a right side, right? So let's imagine that's the left side, and then the reverse of that is the left side. There's a part where you have to kind of do this, and then on the other side, on the other wing, you have to do the same, but you also have to do this with two lefts, whereas I've done it with two rights on the other side. So it means I'm two rights missing, because I need them now for something else. But anyway,
so
really
I
confusing.
realised with when I was building the Shire, they seem to like to give extra rings. Because you obviously have one for the fire and one for Bilbo, and then I have like 3 extra left over. And in this set, you have 1 ring, and they've given you 3 rings.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna have enough rings soon to do a little Sonic thing. Where you collect all the rings.
Are they the same ones in the Sonic set?
I know they give you sometimes a spare one, but blimey, not 2 or 3.
Yeah, are they quite hard to come by then? Those
Well, I don't know if they're hard, but they're like they're like gold painted, aren't they? They're like shiny.
Yeah.
So they just seem to be throwing them away.
Don't go play, mate. Slurpy's still in the chat.
In my Shire set as well, I had two sticker sheets as well, so it was like.
Yeah, you've been quite lucky lately. So Slurpy, if you're still there, mate, and you want to jump on and have a little chat with us, feel free. Nice to have you on board, mate.
He's probably thinking, God, once a week's bad enough.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Right, so there you go. Bag 1 done.
Me.
I forgot the fish.
Oh, I can't go without the fish.
See the ring now in the water with the fish.
Nice.
I like the way where it's a bit dimensional, where they got the top and the river underneath. Like I say, for GWP, I think it's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I thought I don't know whether it's maybe not when the set was released, but because it was that GWP was kind of a bit of a late, I won't say a late comer, but we didn't know about it until kind of just before it came out, right? But I feel like I feel like I'd seen people saying, I'm going to be cheesed off. It was that. I don't know where I saw it, but I thought that's what I'd seen. So I was obviously
Well, no,
misunderstanding.
like I said, everybody, including myself, thought it was going to be, like I said, Gandalf and his awesome car with the fireworks.
Yeah.
And like I said, when they showed the picture, and I was actually like, oh, cool. Wonder what it's going to be then if it's not. Oh, hey, Matt, I've just seen that. Because I have to wait for. Yeah. So, if you want me to know what you said, Matt, at 11:01, you need to say something else so it go up. And I'll see it.
Ah, balls. I made the right pigs eat of this now. I need to find a better way of doing this. The whole point of having a camera there is so people can actually see what I'm building, and again in the right state. I just feel like throwing this on the floor and down again. A lot easier.
Good. Is that right that the Brickhead set's actually coming out on the 18th of April?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I've made a conscious effort recently to kind of not look at the stuff so much, because I just feel like I prefer a nice surprise.
I won't be getting it before. I'm not buying anything now until the 1st of May, and then I don't really know what to get.
No, I still haven't decided. I'm just going to wait to see what the deals at the
Yeah, I'm hoping they might do an X-Wing deal or something like that, because the sets that have come out this year I've not really been really excited,
And you've got to bear in mind that I haven't got probably most of the sets that came out last May the 4th, because I bought the ones from the May before. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I wait for them to either be in a 5X deal, or sometimes I get them through the year if there's a deal on. So like Onyx Cinder was one of the ones I was considering getting for the May the 4th. But if it's going to be like 125 quid in, even with 5X points, 125 quid in Lego Store, and I can get it for like 80 quid or 88 quid or whatever it is somewhere else, it doesn't make sense to get that. And then I saw today that I
did pay full price for that, but that was the opening day of the Lego shop, so I got some cheap WPs with it.
Well, I saw, what was it today? The Sarlacc Pit set with the 9 that was £50. So that was like 70, and that was £50 in Argos. So I'm like, again, I wouldn't buy that one if I'm going to be able to get it cheaper. So any of the sets that I haven't been able to get cheaper throughout the year from different places when they're on deals, and aren't on a deal on by May the 4th somewhere else, are the ones I'll be getting basically. So,
yeah, Matt, can you read what? Mine. Can you read what Matt? Because Matt's read something else now, but all I can see is LOL. It was when you said, and then I can't read the rest.
He said, "Hey, Witticky, I would, but I'm snuggled in bed. Lol, it was when you said doing a stream once a week was enough."
Ah, right.
He's snuggled in bed. No, that's fair enough, mate. Where's this going? Oh, it goes there.
Yeah, just go back to Brickworld as well. Obviously just about the hotel. How would you prefer? Because obviously I said you said the other day, but when you're there and you've obviously paid for the room, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you then want me to send it to your bank account, or would you like it in cash in American dollars?
No, just whatever's easier. I mean, obviously, if you've had your money transferred into dollars, you'll obviously want to keep that. And
Yeah, no,
I'm going.
it's just so that I know that I've got enough, that I leave enough in my bank account to, then I can just direct it straight to your bank, whatever it is. Or if you did want it, then I would have made sure that I've obviously exchanged enough money to give you it in dollars. So
No, just do like. Once we find out, we get up to the room. I'll obviously have the bill in my hand, and we can sit and work it out once we've got in. Because I know obviously I'm not going to be like at the reception desk saying, right, send me the money. So we'll book in, we'll check in, whatever. We'll get up to the room, we'll get settled, unpack.
And then,
so I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people.
Not to bring it then, I'll leave it in my bank account and just exchange it. Yeah, that's cool. Just
transfer it to my bank, and I'm going to have an account set up where I can transfer money from my account into a American credit card, American bank card, so you can make payments with it over there. If that makes sense. So that's what I've used every other time. So when we went to New York, for example, we had this like card, which is like a card in dollars. So it works the same as a bank card would over here, but your bank cards don't always work over there. So what I do is I set up an account, and I can go online like via an app and just move money across as I need it. So I'll just do that basically. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm one of those people who, like, when I'm in a hotel, like to get up to the hotel, like to unpack and then settle.
Fine.
So we'll have a little.
Mostly, obviously, cash, but just in case for an emergencies, I'm assuming I can still use my credit card. Though, yeah.
I would have thought so. I know is like Amex.
Need it, but...
Like Amex, for example, doesn't work everywhere here in the UK.
Right.
So I think it might be the same with some cards out there. I wouldn't know which. So that's done. Right, we're currently rebuilding everything that I have to take apart. Trying to make sure it's all in place. So far, so good. It'll work out. Right, so that one should go on there. So what I'd say about this build, for anybody watching, is that structurally it's quite sound, but there's definitely some areas that if it was Lego, like an official Lego set, it would have been reinforced. And there's definitely areas that I think if I've got enough parts left at the end, I'll reinforce. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure this guy has built this set because there are pictures of it built. But when you're building in Studio, which is like an app essentially for building, you don't get the opportunity to kind of feel it and see it. So, it's never going to be quite the same. So I think what he might have done is he might have built it in Studio and then built it to follow those instructions, and then not necessarily gone back and gone, oh, well, actually, now that I've built it in real life, it needs reinforcing here, here, and here, so I'm going to go back and redo it all. He's just thought, well, that'll do. It's done. It works. I'm happy with it. Looks okay. Move on. Rather than, not that there's anything wrong with that, because obviously that's still a million miles above what I could do, but...
I was going to say, you might not finish it tonight, but when you do, you have to let me see it. If it looks, then I might take mine apart and build it.
Yeah, see that, like, that's one of the things I love about Lego.
Build, right? Give me something.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've always said about how I grew up with Lego, and I think Slurpee said the same thing. I grew up with Lego, and my understanding of it was always that you can build this set, but the door is open for you to be able to build whatever you like with it as well. So
the downer to that to me is if I built it and it was like, yeah, this is cool, I like this art 70. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I want to buy another set now so I can still have the shuttle.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And
so
they ain't going cheap now. They are not going cheap.
Well, that's what I was saying. So this is why it suits me again on that other level, because for me, the ownership of the set and the showing off of the set and the displaying of the set is always second to the build experience. That's why if you look through like my content, you don't very often see me showing off building an official Lego, like the Bad Batch shuttle, for example. I'd be more interested in taking photos of this and posting it, and obviously doing live streams or doing whatever content around this than I would be over just building the set. And I'm not really sure why.
Like what I'm doing now.
No, yeah, but there's not anything wrong with that, because you were sat at home. If I wasn't doing a live stream, you probably would have been building it anyway, right? So,
yeah.
and I feel the same way about building Lego. Like, to me, that's quite personal. And also, I'm like, I don't think anybody really cares to see you building a set, which they'll most likely either already built or going to be building soon. Whereas people are more interested in seeing me build this, because almost nobody else certainly who's watching this has built it. Do you see what I mean?
I'll have to start looking up alternative builds on sets that you can still buy, just in case it's like, oh, right, okay, I really like that, so I might just buy a second set. But obviously, once they're retired, it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but because I don't, because 90% of my sets and 90% of my sets aren't built anyway. The ones that I have built, I've taken apart in some cases multiple times, and I don't keep them built very long. So for me, it doesn't really make any difference. Like, I'm looking at the mock I built from Poe Dameron's Black and Orange X-Wing, and I actually like that X-Wing build. But I won't feel bad about taking that apart to rebuild the X-Wing and then rebuilding that again at some point, because to me it's just the existence of it, however short.
I'll tell you what, though, the opposite, right? I'll just look over there, and I'm looking at Rivendell. There's no way am I taking that apart.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, so I remember Kirsty saying something similar about, and this just goes to show how, and this is something I'm really interested in trying to cover in some kind of content. It's just talking about, because you think Lego Star Wars collector, and you wouldn't think there'd be so many different variations of Lego collector or Lego Star Wars collector even, but there are, because you've got people who are into doing speed builds, people who are into building the set as soon as possible. Even like the way they build. Some people like to display their sets. Some people take them apart. Some people, keep them in their boxes. There's so many different variations, and I just really want to tap into like talking to different people about, and that's what part of the show is about. Really, is about finding out what other people's passions are. What are they, in and around Lego, but also just within just the core thing of building and collecting. How do they? Because there's so many. Like, I haven't met anybody else who's got similar tastes to me in terms of how they build, how they display, what the kind of thing they're interested in, and I don't think there are two people alike. So I find that quite interesting. But yeah, I was talking to Kirsty, and she was saying that, what are you going to do when we move house with Mos Eisley? And I was like, what do you mean? And, well, obviously you're not going to take that one apart. So why? Obviously. She went, oh, well, it's such a big set, it took you so long to make. And I was like, I don't see it like, I obviously don't see things the way other people do. I didn't look at Mos Eisley and think, oh, it's such a big set that I can't take that apart. To me, it was just like any other set. I just took it apart, bagged it all up, all in one bag, and it'll get rebuilt again sometime.
It's probably a bit more easier to transport, actually, without taking it apart. It's not too bad, you can just fold it up.
Yeah, but obviously when
Rivendell with all the bits, trees, but no, excuse me, I wouldn't want to take it apart because it just looks so nice.
Yeah, No, like I said, it's kind of weird because
And it is over 6,000 pieces, so it's quite big-ish.
yeah, like I said, it's
Even
just
though a
personal
lot of them are
preference,
the
really.
roof, but yeah, even inside and all that is. You haven't got rid of there, have you?
No, I don't collect. I'm not a big enough fan of Lord of the Rings.
No. To be honest with you, it's like, even if I want into Lord of the Rings, it's just such a great build. It just looks really nice.
Yeah, I can
I'll
see
tell
the
you what I was
appeal.
watching tonight as well, going off the subject a bit. And cool, I'll tell you what, if I had the money and stuff, because I like dwarfs and things, I did actually watch Duck Bricks when he bought this. I can't remember what year it was now, but it was like a massive chess set. I'm not interested in chess really, but it came in like this massive box that looked like a book. It even had leather binders on it. If you get to see it, mate, it's awesome. But he paid £5,000 for it. I think it was £200 when it came out.
Jesus.
But it looks awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I must
That
admit,
kind
it
of
does
stuff.
look.
That kind of stuff don't appeal to me.
But that would look really nice to display as well. So.
Yeah.
But it's the whole, just how it came as well, mate. The whole in the box, how it's displayed. Just it just looks. That did look amazing. I was looking at some of the old fantasy castle sets and stuff with the dwarfs in and stuff, and I was like, "Cool, if I was around then, yeah."
Yeah. No,
Buying
weird,
any
like,
Lumi brick sets?
Hey, you?
Lumi bricks.
What's that?
It's the new name for Funhole bricks. They changed the name.
Never.
Yeah, because of all the, the comments and all the, about Funhole.
Nice. That actually sounds
Obviously,
worse.
it's going to take a while to try and get it, but yeah.
I've still never seen him. I was talking to Jen about it, off of Jen Builds, and she was saying, "Oh yeah, you can get these anywhere." And I'm like, "I haven't seen them anywhere. Like not on shelves. It might be available online, but
no, on Amazon, that's about it."
Yeah. So.
When you're watching with, because Jang does, because I like it. I like Jang doing his.
Who?
Jang.
Jang.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Oh, he was the one. He was the first person when I went on YouTube and put in Lego reviews. The first person that came up. Really gets into the depth of it. And, yeah. We'll get.
I think I know the name, but I wouldn't know his content or anything like that.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, he's massive. I mean, yeah, he's quite well known. He's got sort of a non-nonsense kind of look as well. He doesn't go into all the politics and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no. If you, because even Akon would say like, "Oh, they love him on the strip," but yeah, he doesn't do that sort of thing. But yeah, if you're ever bored and you look in, have a look, Jang. He's got a whole set. He's got a whole sort of streaming page for just non-Lego stuff as well, as in the brand. And he does a lot for charity.
You say he's got a whole stream for non-Lego?
Yeah, so, for your fun hole and fantasies and that sort of...
Right.
He opens up for it, but he also makes a lot of like figures as well, which I haven't seen myself, but like mechs and stuff, but not out of Lego.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, that kind of thing I'm into.
It's a lot on Twitch and that he does that. But yeah, give him a look, mate. I'll tell you what, if you can get him on Arsenal Call, that'd be amazing. But he does get experiences. I think the only time I've seen one, it was a few years back. Just Too Good interviewed him, but that's the only time I've seen him on something like that.
You never know, it's worth a shout. He's perhaps he just doesn't like doing the bigger shows.
True.
You know, if he's the based on what you've just told me about him, he sounds like maybe he just doesn't want to get involved in the all that kind of Bravo type stuff. Likes to keep a low profile, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, what? Have you got tickets for the Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
No.
Because every time I looked, it wasn't available anywhere. But I've just had even though I got no notifications, somehow I've got a notification off Cineworld. I don't even know how, because I don't think I've ever looked at their website. But I've had a notification off Cineworld to say Revenge of the Sith tickets are now available. That's cool.
No, I'm not too sure. Like I said, I ain't got a lot of money left now this month because I just bought that suitcase and I had the haircut, two twins and dwindled into the money. So,
Your mic, I think, has moved from your mouth again, mate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it keeps slipped down. Yeah, I was just saying I don't know if I'll go and see it because I'm running out of money because I bought the suitcase today. I've had my hair cut. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of hoping that it was going to come to an Odeon, because I obviously pay for Limitless with Odeon, so we don't actually pay if to book to see a film. We do pay, but obviously, you know what I mean. We're already paying, if that makes sense. So it's like being subscribed, essentially.
I was going to say, because our local Cineworld just shut down, well, a few months back, actually.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't even know there was still Cineworlds. I'm pretty sure there was one in Cardiff, but I haven't been to it for years. But so it might actually be gone as well. But no, I was hoping it'd be an Odeon, but it doesn't look like been announced. But then when I looked up View, it wasn't. There was no showings for there either, so it didn't seem to be announced anyway.
If I'm not desperate to watch it, I'll stick it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I think for me it was.
I know it's not the same as you do get with the big screen.
Well, I watched them all, didn't I? Back in the summer when they showed them back to back in the cinema. So I watched them all then anyway. So no, don't bother me. But any chance to go and see it again, I'll take it.
Was it last year they did Phantom Menace?
Well, in my cinema, they did all of them.
Yeah, but I think and I'm sure because I went and I actually did enjoy because it was a long time and also seeing it in full screen again was nice.
Oh, what's happening, Hive? Sorry I didn't see you earlier.
Evening, Hive.
Brick Dynasty, doing the best. I must head to sleep here, lads. Yeah, nice one, Slurpee. Go and get your sleep, mate. Well, you going to be on the stream later? I'm not sure whether you said. Yeah, Phantom Menace for 25th anniversary. And then in my cinema, they ended up showing the other two as well. And then they showed the original trilogy. They were
Wow.
supposed to do the sequel trilogy as well, but I don't think they ended up doing it, or I didn't see it. I can't remember. But yeah, hi, if you're still in the chat, sound off, mate. Haven't spoke to you for a while. Hopefully you're okay. I haven't had a chance to catch any of your streams for a while, sadly.
Well, I must admit, I quite like Saturdays sitting down watching his rant. Because I think you only got about a day, then it goes to like private. So yeah, quickly cheers me up.
Yeah. No, sometimes I used to wake up in the morning, catch the end of it. I was up early for work, but it's been a while since I've done an early on a Saturday. So,
yeah, because that's about it starts. He does midnight, doesn't he? So what's that? 5 o'clock in the morning for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'd be getting up at like 7:30, and he'd be like coming towards the end of it, and I'd catch it then. But I caught it quite a few times when I was off sick, because obviously I had no real sleeping pattern, so I was just all over the place. And so yeah, I caught a few then. So it was kind of like, I don't know. That was the horrible thing for me about going back to work, is that after having all that time off, and I really sort of dived into streaming because there wasn't really a lot else I could do. So just kind of sat around moping around on my own, and it was Christmas, so it was kind of, the time when I'm usually most social because of work. I was just sat at home alone, so just nosedive into streaming and was getting involved in streams, and did the 48 hour, and Austin did the 24-hour, and obviously God knows what else was going on, the AGOG Christmas special, and there was so much going on. And then obviously I on Hive stream, and you did a stream with us, and I don't know, there was just so much going on. And then it was like back to work, and then all that kind of, I don't know, it felt like I disconnected from the
Yeah, but
community a little
you had
bit.
to go back to bed. Normal hours of getting up in the morning.
Yeah, but it did feel a bit kind of sad because I'd really enjoyed it, like that couple of weeks, being able to just do whatever. And
Mate, I was off for 8 months. Yeah, I got into some bad habits.
Yeah. No, it was a good time though. Like I said, and it helped really because I spent that time like focusing on like the channel and doing stuff. And obviously since then things have picked up a bit, so kind of paid off in that way.
Right. I think I'm going to crack open bag 2 now.
Yeah, go for it. In fact, while you do that, I'm going to go and wash my hands, because every time I touch a brick, I can see fingerprints on it, because my hands are greasy. I'll be back now.
Bag 2. Stretching out. Right, can't see nothing about these. Yeah. What is the time anyway? 11:30. I don't think it's worth me going to bed, to be honest with you. I'll just stay up. I end up going to bed now, that'll be it. see why people don't sometimes like doing sort of live builds, because you end up just not saying anything, just in silence building.
Yeah, it can be like that.
Yeah.
It's difficult because, like I said, to keep the chat entertained, you've got to keep talking, but then you need something to talk about. And to be able to engage with the chat, you've got to be able to look at the chat. You can't do that and build, so it's like tough. But I don't really put too much stock in it myself, personally, because
that's the next level on.
Nice. I don't put too much stock into the whole. Like, that's why I try not to be as animated or as fun and trying to make jokes and be entertaining or be a host on this show as I do on the channel. I like it to be different purely because I would have been doing this anyway. So it's like, to me, it's like, I'm going to be building some Lego tonight. I'm going to open up to a stream. I don't do that every time I build Lego, but when I do something like this, which I think is unusual, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't have done it anyway. So if, for whatever reason, it was like, there's nobody going to be watching, it wouldn't really matter to me. So if there was no viewers, it wouldn't make a difference because I'm doing it anyway. It just so happens that cameras are on. So
I think the only difference is I probably have some review or stream going in the background or music. I quite like building some music.
But there's a lot of there's a few people. I guess the people who are watching right now are probably lurking. So like, I know I put money on it that one of the people lurking is Ken. So I think he does a similar kind of thing. He's working down in his Lego dungeon and probably working on his Bricklink account or doing something like that. And obviously he chimes in when his name's mentioned or if he's got something to say. So, and if I'm right, Ken, put something in the chat. But I might be wrong, like I said, but there's, General Tron is there. He's getting his lunch. It's kind of still like early afternoon or late afternoon for those guys in some places.
Trying to stay awake before the ACOB. I was saying earlier, I said I'm not too sure whether I'm going to try and get any sleep now because it's not working. Now it's like 25 to 12 now.
I only want to try.
I want to get up.
Yeah, I don't go to bed. See, I'll go and have an hour and a half on the settee downstairs. But no, as long as I can get an hour and a half, that should be all right for me. But again, depends.
Then I won't want to go back to bed then.
Yeah, you haven't got anyone to disturb, I guess, though, have you? So.
No, and like I said, I have got tomorrow off, so. And at least that's why I thought today. I thought I'll see if it's quiet at the barber's. Save me having to get up tomorrow. So if I do end up laying, it's nice.
Yeah. Well, there are. So Papa Rex. So I'm probably wrong then about Ken, but Papa Rex is there. He's still got 90 minutes left in work. It's like it's 6:30 on the East Coast. So. But yeah, it's weird though because it's kind of ironic because. On the chat, on the streams I've done, this is only like the 5th time I've done a build stream. But on the ones where I'm like engaged in the chat and not getting any building done, the chat keeps going and going and going, and it's like, how I don't get anything done at all. But on the ones where I'm like, right, I need to ignore the chat a bit now and I need to carry on building. I get building done, and then I look up and like the viewership's gone down, and there's nobody commenting. So it's like devil in deep blue sea, really. So.
landlady tomorrow as well. I'm not looking forward to that.
Got a what?
Bring the landlady.
For what?
I open up my front room, 2 windows. The left one won't open. Seems to be jammed at the top. And then, and then the right one, I opened it, and then I went to try and shut it, and now that one won't shut. So.
Oh shit! Good job, it's the summer then.
I hope you don't blame me because I haven't done nothing wrong.
The left coast. So Papa Rex is obviously on Pacific, on the Pacific side. So he's saying it's it's 3:30. So it's like still the afternoon. I always forget that. All right, how's that? Can you guys see that? It's a bit better. Actually, see what I'm building. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it? You can see.
So I had this piece left. I thought, hello, I've missed something. Yeah, I found it. Maybe you get a little 1x1 left over. You think, spare piece, but you get like a plate left over. It's like, hello. Right.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Bag 2 finished.
Nice.
A bit of rain there, so.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time with Kirsty. She'll like finish and she'll be like, "Oh, here's the spare parts from my set." So she gives them to me to put in with my spares. And I'm like, "Great, thanks for that." And I'm looking at the spares and there'll be like a part like, I'm trying to use an example. It'll be like, I don't know, like one of these 1x2 brick or like a snot brick or even something simple like a little piece like this.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
I'm like, yeah, right, I've missed out somewhere.
I'm like, yeah, you missed something. She's like, no, the
wedges and stuff like that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
she'll be like,
a spare one of these. Actually, and it is spare. You know where you put your flowers on? Yeah, like a
shrubbery.
Now, the thing is, things like that, it was like with the baghead set, I had one of these and like 3 flowers left over and that, so I just added it.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a little like star piece left over, and you could add a little pole and some clip, and I've managed to make, like they look like little windmills, like the kids' windmills you could hold and blow and they go round.
I know, yeah, we sell them.
Yeah, well, I kind of built one of those and stuck that on it as well. I thought,
yeah, may as well use the pack. Huh?
Where is it? Right, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
And then I got one of those hole, the green things with a hole, and just stuck it on.
But no, yeah, Kirsty will be like, yeah, I finished. These are the spares, and I'm like, yeah, no. Oh no, they're spares. I'm like, no, they ain't. The thing is, you can go on Bricklink and you can see what the spares for the set are supposed to be anyway.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Just found that piece. I wonder if that's a spare. A one. That ain't gonna be a spare, is it? That's
No, not usually.
somewhere. Oh, I can see straight away where I've missed it. It's because I'm not concentrating. Shit. Right, well, I think I'm going to actually get off, actually. Grab something to eat.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Lie down on the couch or something. But thanks for inviting me in. Nice to
Yeah, no
chat with
worries. Did you
someone when you're
finish?
building something.
Did you finish? Oh yeah.
No, I've got one more bag to do, but
Save it.
yeah.
No, it's good, mate. Yeah, thanks for joining. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to push on and try and get this finished tonight because I'm kind of a bit over it now. But didn't help that I have to
The
take
big
a whole
question
freaking
is,
time.
obviously, it's the bad batch colours of the shuttle, but as in like the scale of it and stuff, is it gonna be better than the new one that just came out?
Yeah, I'd say it's about the same size,
Right.
roughly. And there's actually 3 seats in here as well. So
Ooh, stick up a moment. You've got the little wings on now as well. That's
yeah, so it's movie accurate as well.
just hold it up a
with the-
moment. Looking nice, yeah. That is looking nice.
So yeah, so I'm going to press on and finish it, and then I'll probably I won't do a stream,
Give me
but
the
I'll
link
do
and
another.
the instructions, mate.
Yeah, I'll send them to you once I'm done here.
Like I said, it's a shame that you can't still buy it, because if it looks that nice, you can just go get another set.
No, 100%, yeah. But
Like I said, I have to look at the what if there's an alternative build for the Inquisitor ship?
yeah, there is the Scythe Shuttle. I've built it. It's for there. It's the black dropship that I did.
Oh right.
Remember that one? Yeah, I showed it off on the previous stream. That's the ultimate build for that.
There's got to be one
That's
for
a-
the Imperial Star Destroyer, surely. There's got to be one for that.
Well, I find the UCS ones tend to have less. for
No, I
whatever
meant
reason.
the one that came out last year, the play one.
I can find out now. I got a Rebrickable open here. Wait a
The one
sec.
that came with Cal Kestis.
Imperial Star Destroyer. Sometimes the sets have to be a little bit older as well. That's the thing. There you go. Right. Found the set. Let's see if there's any alternates. No alternate builds. There's a couple of modifications though, but you need extra parts.
Right. Yeah, no, I think
Still
if
a
I was
bit-
going to do it, it's like use the parts that are actually in the set. So
Yeah, I think it's because it's quite a newish set and people haven't like worked on it yet.
I'm surprised they've done like what you sent me, the Millennium Falcon one, because obviously the Flamingo that is a fairly new set, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way they use the yellow lily pad thing as the radar. Pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's good. I like that kind of stuff. It's really really inventive. The alien one still gets me though. Facehugger one.
Oh yes.
You know.
Now that, because like I said, the little lad, he doesn't eat. You know, it's all food and stuff. So obviously, one of the lads we have here be getting Easter eggs. Well, this one don't eat can, so it's like, well, no, he shouldn't be left out. So we're going to get him a Lego set, and we're going to get him that bunny one because it's Easter. I'm like, yeah, we are getting it now, definitely.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just see if you can borrow it just to do an alternate.
Well, he just loves watching people build. So it'd be like, I'll take the rabbit apart, build that, it like that, and then I'll just build the rabbit back again for him. Because he likes to collect the Creator 3-in-1s. It's like the Flamingo set. We bought 2 now because he wanted the Parakeet as well. So his favourite set is the Giraffe set, but he wants to get another one because he wants a lion.
Right.
I'm like, well, you might as well get all 3 of them and have the antelopes as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is then, with all the pieces that are left with the lion and the pieces that are left with the antelope, I wonder if on a website somewhere there's like an alternative build where you could use those spare pieces to make something else.
Probably.
Because that's the thing with the 3-in-1 sets, when you make the B and C, you get quite a few parts left, don't you? So. Anyway, right. Yeah. I'm going to get off. If I don't see you in the chat or whatever later on, if I don't wake up, I'll pop in. Like I said, I'm working Sunday, but I will try and pop in.
Yeah.
And then you're still going to be on when I get home anyway, probably at 10:30.
Yeah.
So,
most likely.
Or even if it's just, for a quarter of an hour, but yeah. Anyway, again, thanks for inviting me in, and take care, mate. And thanks for for showing that suitcase so I could go get it.
No worries.
Right, take care, Martin.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Bye, everyone in the chat who's left. Ta-da.
See you later. And it's just down to me again. We're just gonna get this as the main screen again. So you guys can see what's going on. Now they're supposed to be on the end here. Like these kind of 1x1 smooth rounded plates, but in yellow. Now I have got them, and you can see them on the build over there, almost invisible to the eye, but between the red one. And I can see them in 2 other places, so there's 6 that I can see in the build. The set is supposed to have 8. I need the other 2 to go on these ends, the thrust. I can't find them. So it can only be one of two things, really, which is that I'm just not looking properly, or they've been used somewhere else and he's made a mistake on the instructions. But so far, so good. So I think the chances are, oh, actually, are they in here? No. So I don't know what's going on there. The board I'm using is yellow, so I could just be being blind and not being able to see them. The other thing is to consider when you're doing these alternate builds is they use all the parts from the set, which includes the spares sometimes. So we could have taken the inventory literally and used the spares. But because it's such a small piece, I'm going to leave it for now. And then obviously dig it out from my spares to put on later. But, oh, smooth 1x1 tiles are left over at the end, the black ones. I'll just swap them out with something else. In the meantime, carry on building. Might actually see if I can. I'll pass there. Set here. Better in terms of viewing. I haven't been doing these build streams long enough to have got a very good process in place, if I'm honest. So apologies for the all over the place thing, but I need to be able to get to the parts to let you guys see the set. So if I move that. Over there. You can kind of see, that's a bit better. Don't really need to see the parts, you just need to see the build. I drop this down into here. You can also see the instructions that I'm looking at. That's not a particularly great view, that is it? So probably best to leave that. But yeah, anybody left in the chat? The question is, what do we think? What do we think that the A Club set is going to be? I've got an idea. Don't want to spoil it. People who might not have a clue at all. Interesting to see what other people think it's going to be. Because obviously they shared a picture. But was that just a teaser? Does it have anything to do with the set? Could it just be a way of showing the three of them? If the set is going to include duck bricks, is it just a way of showing the three of them together, as in where they were famously together? And the set's got nothing to do with any of that? I don't know. Interesting to see what everyone else thinks. Personally, I think it's just, it is what you think it is. I think it's going to be a stage with the three guys and duck brick, obviously the two guys and duck bricks, performing the Boxer Boys. I think that's going to be the set. Maybe with some bits and pieces in the background. I mean, if that is the case, that's amazing and cool. But then the clip that they shared Well, the teaser they put out is like a really, it's like one of those trailers for a movie where they pretty much show all the best parts of the movie in the trailer. It's gonna feel a little bit like that if that is the case. So I'm hoping there's some extra bits and pieces, some extra surprises involved that we don't know about. I mean, I'd still be excited for the set either way, but let me know in the chat, guys. Are you staying up to watch the ACOB? I say staying up. For some people, it's not a late night. But are you going to be watching the ACOB stream? Are you excited for the stat release? Are you going to be purchasing it? What do you think it is? Lots of questions. I'll be on and off throughout the day. Through the day, I should catch ACOB at some point or another. Yeah, I'd be interested to see you there, down Tron. Oh, it's obviously early, a lot earlier for you, so more accommodating time slot. Oh, got this backwards. Speaking of which, I reached out to Sean to ask about the UK boys stream that they've been talking about doing. I offered the opportunity for it to be a collab with the Cool and Luke show. The only thing he confirmed is that it will be coming before Brickworld 2025. Just needs to iron out a date that him and Brent can do. Day of the week where they can do it. There's going to be early enough for us to be able to watch it as well. I mean, they don't even necessarily need to do that. They just need to give us enough notice so that everyone can make sure that they can stay up, like tonight, and do it that way. So there was an opportunity to be on with ACOB or for them to do a UK stream, even if I was only watching it. I would carve out some time with enough notice, carve out some time so that I could watch it live. I'm sure all the other guys would do too. But I think the whole point of it was that they were going to do it at a time that suits us in the UK. Obviously, by doing that, it's a lot earlier for them. So I did just say, well, Sunday is probably the best day, both for viewing and streaming. So just offered the opportunity for them to go during our stream, or if they didn't want to do a collaboration or didn't want to appear on the Cool and Luke show to do the UK based stream, the UK stream, then they could use that time slot. But a couple of options put on the table anyway, so we'll just have to see what those guys can work out. But hopefully they can work something out soon. Like I said, I do think they got the intention of trying to do it before Rebrickable 2025, so looking forward to that. And hopefully be able to get involved in some way, but if not, I'm more than happy to help organise, facilitate, do what I can, if nothing else, support and watch. So that'll be interesting to see when it happens. Oh, I really didn't want to do a part 3 for this build, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm kind of over it again. I do sit a lot longer than this to build normally, but it's just, I think that I lost the motivation because I spent so much time taking it apart, and that would have been time that I would have probably been finishing it. So that was a bit annoying. Oh, this music's giving me a headache as well. Shreddy, what's happening, Shreddy? I'll be there for the box of boys, says Papa Rex. 1 year anniversary set release. Hell yeah. Going an hour away to hunt for tags deals. Oh, good luck with the tag deal shopping, Shreddy. Hopefully you pick up some goodies. I gotta turn this music down. Let's do my head in. Maybe we'll just change it. It's a bit better. Shreddy, target shopping. What kind of deals are you after anyway, Shreddy? I know you are. Shit, you said you were going, so probably not there to answer this, but interesting to know what kind of deals you're looking for. I'm assuming Lego deals. That's what I really miss. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but I really miss Tyler doing his live streams. Really wish he'd come back and get back on that. Good fun. So, as much as I want to try and finish this off, I'm going to have to do a part 3. I don't want to get so far into this build that there's not enough left for a part 3. I keep looking at the amount of bricks left and saying, well, there's not many left. And of course, it could be even less because I might not necessarily need to use them all. There's no way of knowing because obviously with the Rebrickable, they don't always use all the parts. So some of these parts might never be used, in which case I could be closer to finishing than I think. But just looking at the set itself, there's still like all of the back to do and the canopies to do and a little bit of detail work. So I think there's probably, I'd say, half an hour of building if I wasn't doing anything else. Maybe an hour of building left while streaming and talking. So I could probably stretch that out. Depending on how interactive I am with the chat. So yeah, I think there's probably about a stream's worth left. So I think I'm going to have to call it a day on this one. This is way longer than I was expecting to go anyway. I was planning to go like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and it's like 2.5 hours now, so over 2.5 hours. So I'm going to call it a day on this one, give myself something to do for the next stream, try and get a bit of kip, bit of sleep ready for the makeup stream. So if you're there goes a piece. If you're still listening or in the chat, whether you're lurking or dipping in and out or just listening or whatever, sound off now. Let me know you're there so I can say a thank you and a goodbye. Any shout outs you want to do, and then we'll close it off. Apologies to anybody who may have come across expecting it to be like a hype stream where it's like, way. To be honest, that was never really the intention. It was more of a hype in terms of getting a little bit excited for it and talking about it, but I think I just lost all that excitement when I started getting a bit tired, and I had to go backwards on this build. It really kind of killed it for me, I gotta say. But still excited for the stream later, and hopefully you guys are too. And we'll see what happens on the stream later. Oh, no, I've said that about finishing. Just like keen to just push through and get it done and lead straight into the other stream, but the chat was still popping and everybody was still like engaged. Or if I had somebody else here chatting, I think I probably would, but it is quite hard when you're on your own and you've kind of lost a bit of motivation. So oh, sorry, I kept forgetting to look at while I was talking. Oh, well, have a good evening, Papa Rex. I got to head out for a thing or two myself for a short bit. Yeah, Jonathan Bricks, Papa Rex. Appreciate you, Shreddy. We're not going to name everybody who was in the chat, but thanks everybody who got involved, tuned in, came and said hi, and had to go again. Fine, no problem. Appreciate you guys stopping by and lurking and getting involved in the chat in any way you did. All appreciated. Like I said, these build streams are complete opposite to the show. They're purely supposed to be you seeing me build and just kind of a bit more relaxed, unscripted chat where we just kind of shoot the shit and yeah, talk a little bit about anything and nothing. And really gonna make these my last two pieces now. I always say I want to stop, and then as I'm putting more pieces on, I'm like, oh, I feel like it's taking shape. I want to do a little bit more. But no, I have got to kind of close it off. I've really got to close it off. So, here we go. So I'll just show you for anybody potentially watching this back. I'm going to show the progress. So these are the parts to the left. Not many. And again, don't know how many of those used. Definitely won't be using this cockpit piece. But this is what's left of the build. This is what exists of the build, should I say. Not the best camera or angle. It's got a lot of the defining qualities of the Arc 170. I feel like you'll see it better if it's on there. Yeah, that's a lot better. So the wings go up and then the same on the bottom. I won't be able to see them very well from this angle, but I'll hold it up in a sec. You can see the three seating areas, 1, 2, 3, taking shape. It's the profile of it. It's got this kind of dip down nose piece at the front. So yeah, a bit of thrust and stuff at the back. So it's taking shape. It's looking good. And I actually I've enjoyed this build. There's loads of sections within kind of body of here where I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, wow, if any of these bricks are left, I can definitely go back in, dissect this and kind of build it out a little bit and strengthen it up a little bit in a few places. I just don't understand why they wouldn't have done that themselves, but I guess, like I said, they've come so far in the build using the parts and being sparing with them. Like these wobbly side pieces here, for example, they just kind of, they're attached by snot bricks, but just like really far down in this corner. I'm not attached by anything here. But yeah, I've got lots of snot bricks that I could kind of fold over, and again, I don't know where else they're going to be potentially used, but I'd like to think that when I'm finished, I could reinforce that, or even put a few more studs on the inside here and plates so it runs flush. You can see there's a gap between the bricks here. And then I could put like if I put just a 1x2 plate in there, so just touching those pieces, stop this from being as wobbly. But we'll see. We'll see what's left when the thing's finished. Actually, quite a nice angle of it from there. You can see that. Yeah, we're finishing there, guys. Sorry, I wasn't a bit more exciting and motivating, and obviously I wanted this to be a hype stream for the A-Card show, and I don't think I really had I was probably just a bit too tired to start with. But yeah, I definitely think we did them a little bit of service in terms of talking up the show. I'm interested to see what those sets are going to be, or what the set's going to be. But yeah. So yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you stopping by if you just stopped by briefly, and thank you for your patience both with my visual and audio issues at the beginning and the fact that I kind of wound down for the last sort of hour or so in the stream where I was just trying to push through and get this built. But I think I recognized hopefully early enough that there's another stream in there somewhere. Try not to do it as late so I'm not as tired. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm going to be trying to get some sleep and then waking back up in an hour or so for the stream. So that's affected it a little bit. So I apologize for that. Nice that we had Whittaky in because it did help get some engagement and get some conversation going. Otherwise, it might have just been like me falling asleep. But no, like I said, I was going to be sat up here building anyway. All I did is effectively turn the cameras on to let you guys see what I was doing. And of course, that's what these streams are really like. But I will try to make the next one a bit more engaging. If anyone's got any feedback or ideas of how I can improve these build streams, then be my guest. Just like any content, I'm always appreciate some feedback and want to improve things. I'm also conscious of the fact that I've had to talk a little bit quieter than I normally would because Kirsty's asleep upstairs. So that's affected things a little bit. But yeah, in terms of hype for the A-Cup show, didn't really do it justice, I don't think, but hopefully there's enough people out there who've watched or have popped in that are planning to go and check it out if they weren't before. And even if we just get one more person who wouldn't have originally stayed up to watch it, stay up to watch it or decide to watch it, then that's a win for me. So appreciate that. So thanks guys, ending the stream here. See you in the next one. Keep a lookout. Cool Hand Builds, episode 6, part 3 of building a Bad Batch shuttle into an alternative mock for 170. And obviously the show, check out the show every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. It's 2 p.m. Eastern in the US. And that's a bit more lively, a bit more exciting, and definitely a little bit more engaging. But yeah, come on back wherever and whenever you can. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you on the A-Cup stream in a couple of hours' time after I've had some sleep.